It was at Manual High School in Denver, Colorado when I first watched Eyes on the Prize. You all know that was a masterpiece documentary that chronicled in black and white video the civil rights struggle and the so many courageous people whose names we would never know who literally put themselves in harm's way to move our country closer to its high ideals and away from its low practices. And if I get honest, when I watched those videos in high school, I would often ask myself such things as, what would I do under those circumstances? Could I marshal the courage, the resolve, the conviction to stand as they stood? And if I get honest, it always felt like there was really no way to really know until now. Because I think we are living through a dangerous and defining moment in American history. My colleague Rupa Matwani, our development director, said earlier, these are the kind of times that people read about. And it's this moment that gives us the opportunity to answer that question, what would we do now? Because as daunting as this moment is, the struggle for racial justice is not new. This time, it's just our moment. And the question before us now is, how will we meet it? I've been inspired by the Old Testament, Dr. Chris Purnell, book of Nehemiah, where there were people who were facing their own chaotic moment, their own dangerous moment, where they were seeking to rebuild a wall that would provide protection for them. In chapter 4, verses 17, it says, those who carried materials did their work with one hand, and they held a weapon, a sword, in the other. They fought and they built simultaneously. And they didn't ask for permission or for safety to start fighting and building. They didn't look away, hoping for the moment to pass. They didn't prioritize comfort before they cast their own vision against impossible odds. They demonstrated that chaos has always been the fertile soil of transformation. That the fertile soil of building something brand new is in a chaotic, upside down, dangerous moment. And that's what I think this moment requires of us. Because if we get honest, you know when black folks are serious about something they said 2 times? Like, for real, for real. You know that, like, for those of you who know, pretend like you do. No? So for real, right? So if we get honest, like honest, what came before this moment, it wasn't working. It was that status quo that led us directly to this moment. And so when I think about what this moment requires, it requires us to build something brand new. You might remember that during COVID, not you all, but far less thoughtful people longed for a return to normal. And even in this moment, there are those, not you all, but far less thoughtful, far less courageous people are longing. You hear them say such things as, I just can't wait for the next 3.5 years. That's not us. Our charge in this moment is to build something brand new that didn't exist even before this moment. Each of you embodies in this room the truth that courage is not the absence of fear, it's the decision to move forward anyway. And in that way, I think of you all as modern day builders of our own Nehemiah wall, simultaneously fighting and building. You are courage in action. And I'll close with a story that arises from Brian Stevenson's home state, the state of Alabama. Each year, many of you in this room join us on what we think of as our pilgrimage to Selma. We take it each year to commemorate the Bloody Sunday March, to commemorate that march over the Edmund Pettus Bridge, which led to the passage of the Voting Rights Act. And you all know the story that those Bloody Sunday foot soldiers who marched across that bridge knew that danger was waiting on the other side. The batons, the tear gas, the violence, but they pressed forward anyway. And they kept their eyes on a literal prize. Even when they couldn't see the prize, when the horizon was clouded by tear gas, Their vision for what was possible beyond the immediate danger kept their eyes fixed. And the prize for them, it wasn't just voting rights. It wasn't just desegregating schools, classrooms, and communities. The prize was, and the prize remains, the full measure of our shared humanity. And so tonight, I encourage us in this safe space to not look away. Let's keep our eyes fixed on our prize, which is a just and beloved community where every person in every zip code can live with dignity, opportunity, and joy. And when history looks back at this time, and it will, may it say of us that we were strong and courageous, that we built with one hand and we fought with the other, that we turned chaos into progress, and we turned progress into power, and that we, all of us, in our time, personify courage in action. God bless you, and thank you for joining us this evening.
Thank you so much, Ryan. You truly exemplify exactly what it means to be a courageous leader in these times and always.